Hey everyone, so for today's recipe we're gonna be making some salmon fish. I'm gonna be frying some salmon fish wrapped in some mozzarella cheese with some tortillas, flour tortillas, and it's gonna be a very delicious and very easy to make one. So first of all, I have about 3 pounds of salmon fish that I'm gonna be using for this recipe. I have my mozzarella cheese. I have 1 pack, and I also have my tortillas, the flour tortillas, of course, that I'm going to be using for this recipe. Then after that, I'm going to be showing you all the seasoning and all the spices that I'm going to be using for this recipe. Don't forget, it's your girl Arike. So I have all my seasoning powder. I have my salt, all-purpose seasoning powder. I have my smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic, ginger, black pepper, and thyme. And I'm going to be using some Cajun seasoning powder. And I also have some leftover hot dog that I don't want it to waste in my fridge. And I also have some pepper mix that I'm going to be using for this recipe, which is the combination of bell pepper, tomato, and onion. And I'm going to be using some lemon juice. So we're going to get it started. First of all, I'm going to rinse my fish with some lemon juice. You can see the way I'm raising it because it's a fish, and we will have to be very fragile with it. So I raise my fish with some lemon juice. You can use fresh lemon if you have it. It's highly recommended, but for me, I always have the juice at home, so I decided to use the juice. So after that, I rinse my fish. I pad it with some tissue paper, napkin. Then after that, I had a little bit of cooking oil. Then I had my Cajun seasoning powder. Then after that, I'm going to be mixing all these uh, spices and powder, or the seasoning that I'm going to be using. I will leave everything in the capsule, so don't worry about it. I use the zason seasoning powder together with it. So I mix everything together in a little container. I mix everything. Then after that, I had about half of all this seasoning and the spicy into my salmon fish. So I'm going to mix everything together, well coated, so that and I'm going to set it aside for about 10 to 15 minutes because it's a fish. When you are doing like the seafood, they don't take that long for them to marinate. So after that, about 15 to 10 minutes, I had some cooking oil in my pot. Then I'm going to be dipping the salmon fish. I'm going to be frying them for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Don't worry about my hot dog. They are all burnt. Like I said, they are leftover. I just don't want to waste it, so I use it along with the recipe. So don't worry about it. So my salmon fish are well fried. You can see very nice. If you don't like the skin, you can take off the skin, but trust me, I love the skin. So I always leave the skin on, and my family, they love it too. And after frying the salmon fish, this is definitely the way you want them to look like. Not too dry, and you can see it's very moist and well brownish color. So the remaining oil that I used to fry the salmon fish, I had my pepper mix. Then after that, I'm going to be using some lemon juice. Like I said, fresh lemon is highly recommended. So, but like I always have the juice at home, so I decided to use about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Then after that, I'm going to be using some raw honey. So I had my honey into my stew that I'm frying. And then after that, I had the remaining seasoning powder into the stew. So I'm going to give it a good stir. Then I also had some Cajun seasoning powder, a little bit. I mix everything together. When I'm doing this, I taste the stew, and I noticed that I still need to add more honey. So I had a little bit honey, about 2 tablespoons of honey that I use. You can see I'm checking to taste. There's nothing wrong when you're cooking. Check what you are making if you know you are not sure of it, and everything tastes perfect. So I had my protein, which is the fish and the hot dog. I had everything into the stew. Then I had some extra chopped onion. If you have like the green onion, you can use. If you want to have like the bell peppers, the chopped one, is you're good to go. But my kid, I try to go a little bit light because of the kid. So I dip my tortillas in the stew to get it wet with the stew. Then after that, I add them into my frying pan so that they can give me like the brownish color that I want. I had my mozzarella cheese on the half side. Then I had my salmon fish with the hot dog on the other side. Then I flip it to the other side. I repeat the same process. You can see I dip it in the sauce. I fry on the first side. Then after that, I flip it on the other side. I had my mozzarella cheese. I had my salmon fish, and I also had a little bit of hot dogs. After that, I flip it over and let it. I use my like the spatula or whatever they call it to press it down so that it's going to be a little bit fry on both sides. You can see how they look like golden brown, and they give me the nice color that I want. And that's it. There's nothing crazy about this recipe, but trust me, if you give it a try, you will definitely love it. It's so delicious. My kid love it. Some people use beef for this recipe, but for me, I decided to use fish because that is what I want. If you want to make your own, you can decide to use a beef. It's good. You're good to go. It's gonna be tasting delicious. So let me know what you think about this recipe, and don't forget to follow me for more recipe. It's your girl again, Arike. See you guys in my next video. Bye. Thank you, and leave your comment